Can you imagine what that can do if I go to a certain known location in Kumasi?
Kojo, Sami, Adame,
That
and
can
another
feel like
person.
25 people.
Imagine that.
It was Kojo, Sami, and another person.
Winston Amwa.
Winston.
No, I wasn't there.
Civil service Amwa. It was you.
Anyway, it's time for the newspaper review brought to us by Flora Disposable Handkerchief from Delta Paper Mill Limited. Right, so let's get into the headlines, shall we, Benes?
Definitely. You want to start with the Daily Graphic?
Yes, let me start with a Daily Graphic that says, accept election petition outcome. Justice Atuguba advises Ghanaians. And We Power inaugurates 6 new modules for project affected people. Pay civil servants as politicians. That's some Jonah advising government to, pay them well to attract the young, knowledgeable persons to get into civil service.
Well.
And Mahama pursues EC boss again to testify. That's talking about the review application. And Hearts subdue Dwarfs, has beat them by 3-2. Young Scorpions determined to sting satellites. We'll find out more about that in the Africa Under-20 Championship.
Okie dokie. So on the front page of the Ghanaian Times, this one is the banner headline: Catholic bishops kick against LGBTQI, urge government not to succumb to pressure. The details of that is on page 16. In today's editorial, let me tell you what it says. It's on the same issue. LGBTQI community doesn't have space in our culture. And I don't know if you guys have been on social media over the weekend. There's been just a lot of reactions to this LGBTQI issue. There's also the bit on a story about U.S. President Joe Biden offering priority visa to LGBTQI communities across the world. And so the debate goes on and on. And they also talk about pressure on government. And that's why the Catholic Bishops' Conference is asking government not to succumb to pressure. Anyway,
I got some interesting information about a survey that was done by ASILA to determine how Ghanaians feel about LGBTQ issues. This was in 2018. Apparently, at the time, Ghanaians cared far more about it than they cared about armed robbery. Which is interesting. I mean, which one has more of an impact on our lives? Is it armed robbery or is it? But that's how they felt. Very interesting findings. More than 2/3 of Ghanaians are unaware that Shraj, for example, has a discrimination reporting system for reporting on violence and discrimination against LGBTIs and persons living with HIV. In fact, they didn't actually recognize that these are human rights issues. That as a country we are essentially required by the UN and other international instruments and obligations to adhere to. But anyway.
But I think the bigger debate for a lot of people, Kojo, is whether you want to legalize the institution of homosexuals getting married. I think that's.
But has somebody brought that up? Has somebody suggested that
so
we should
there are
do
those
that?
who say that the creation of that office,
Is
there's an
step
agenda.
one.
There's an agenda behind
Right,
it. Definitely, there's a certain campaign going in. They fear that we may get to that point. But this is a very controversial one. Some are calling on the president to speak up and tell us what his stance is. We'll see
He's
if that
spoken
happens.
on this before.
Yes, he has, in that interview on Al Jazeera,
That's
which
right.
was also controversial. Anyway, let's move on. NCC to sensitize public to COVID-19 vaccines, and we'll be discussing that on the Super Morning Show today. SC's ruling can't be determined by anyone else as Justice Atuguba, and 5 arrested in connection with the young Dakplinyili chieftaincy dispute. There's this one, guys, on page 15 of the Ghanaian Times. Please to deploy psychologists, counselors to all regions. You recently had cause to worry about the mental state of some officers after some incidents of alleged suicide were reported.
But I'm sure I heard the police say that in some of these cases there was a suspicion of post-COVID complications.
Yes.
That is also very serious and needs to be discussed.
Let's get to the Ghanaian Chronicle, and as usual, let's get to listen to the word of God for today. And Leviticus 18, verse 22. You shall not lie with a male as with a woman. It is an abomination. And the splash, which I'll be doing some editing in here, says, close down, I take that out, I suppose it's LGBTQI office in Ghana now, and comes with a photograph. So that's a Catholic Bishops' Conference, urging the closure of that office. Government woos Ghanaians to vaccinate against COVID-19. And NCA shuts down Alpha Lotto's illegal code back page. Yes, Osaka beats Brady in straight sets. Naomi Osaka, she's won the Australian Open. And Djokovic dominates Medvedev to win also. And Everton ends derby win at Anfield after 22 years.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. That was a huge celebration. In fact, I was watching the match and wondering why the Evertonians were so excited. And when the commentator said what you just read, I said, okay, then it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, 22
but
years.
Liverpool is bleeding, guys.
Oh, yeah,
Liverpool
they will lose more.
bleeding.
And Southampton draw against Chelsea to end 6 successive defeats.
Okay, since you ended on sports, let me bring you the back page of the Daily Guide. Hearts will bounce back. Guess who is saying this? Richard Kinson.
Okay.
Former Black Stars and Blackpool goalkeeper Richard Kinson is optimistic Hearts of Oak will bounce back. Well, at least yesterday we saw them win a game. It's good for Hearts fans. But on the front page of Daily Guide, we've become breadbasket. That's Dr. Owusu Efri-Akoto. He was just vetted by the Appointments Committee in Parliament. And NDP exposes NDC demo. That's on the front page of Daily Guide. NDP exposes NDC's diabolical plans. Front page New Crusading Guide. NDP exposes NDC over demo against EC Supreme Court. The Ghanaian Observer. I'm just wondering why they're all saying expose. Basically, the NDP says, look, a certain piece or statement going around that we are going to partner the NDC in a demonstration against the EC and the Supreme Court is not true. That's all they are saying. We aren't part of this. So I'm wondering what the expose is all about. But John versus Jean, fresh motion filed, and today Joseph Akable will be in court again. Lawyers for Mr. Mahama are hoping to get the judges to reverse their decision, not to allow them reopen their case. We'll see how that goes. And this is the 6th attempt, I'm told, at trying to get the judges, get an application. Successfully go through. Now, FDA can't endorse herbal medicine. Okie dokie. That's it for Daily Guide.
Well, the Business and Financial Times says ADB boss is most visible banking sector CEO according to the 2020 IBNA report. And government to break COVID-19 transmission chain with deliberate vaccine plan and prepares to deploy 350 doses of AstraZeneca vaccines from March 2021. GCNet ready to pay redundancy package compensation. But the big one says regulate cryptocurrencies now. Economists to Bank of Ghana and the Securities and Exchange Commission.
All right, New Crusading Guide, that story about NDP exposing NDC is there. Time up for John Mahama, for Swamp, for others. NDC needs new faces to lead party. And that story is also captured on the front page of the Ghanaian Observer. KNUST Dawn stalks NDC, advises party to sack Mahama, for Swamp, for others, and bring new faces. And NDC youth urges Mahama to withdraw election petition. An interesting one there. I saw some diehards of the party commenting on social media about how disappointed they are with the failed attempts by the lawyers of the petitioner to, one, cross-examine the EC chair. Then, they tried again. So they feel that the party doesn't have a case. That's what a section of the NDC is, feeling now. But BOG decision to formalize crowdfunding, welcoming John Kuma. That's on the front page of the New Crusading Guide. I think that, okay, let me just do this one and I'll be done. NLA, NCA shut down Alpha Lotus unauthorized short code. And first, fight against COVID-19. Ghana goes for Russia's Sputnik V.
Well, the finder says government must close down LGBTQI office. Catholic bishops, government officials will publicly take doses of COVID-19 vaccines upon Kruma. And Covishield Sputnik V vaccines coming. Health officials are sure of safety of COVID-19 vaccines. NDC should replace Mahama and executives, according to a lecture that said Kwesi Amachi-Boateng of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. And Supreme Court to hear petitioners' review application to reopen case. Ajuso MP commends Bank of Ghana for prompt response to crowdfunding. Finally, the Daily Statement says KNUST lecturer urges NDC to give Mahama Ofusampa for the boot. And 20 million people targeted in Ghana's COVID-19 vaccination program. And NDPP debanks NDC election petition lie, says spokespersons not inciting judges against petitioners.
All right, quickly, bring in what's online.
Before we do that, let's say that our online news review is brought to us, as always, by Zenith Bank, in your best interest, and Goyle Good Energy. Talking about Goyle, going cashless has never been this convenient and exciting, because now Goyle e-payment system is compatible with GH Link, the national payment platform. And what that means is that you can use your GH Link card on a Goyle POS machine to purchase fuel, and every fuel purchased is recorded automatically on your monthly bank statement, helping cardholders to track and manage their expenses. So go ahead and use your GH Link card to buy fuel and all lubricants from any of Goyle's over 400 stations across Ghana. Go cashless and protect yourself, and stick to all COVID-19 protocols in these times. Goyle Good Energy, Goyle in RINZ.
Speaking of convenience, you can now make life simple on the go. Pay the easy way with a Zenith MasterCard or Visa card, either online or in store. With your Zenith card, you can pay your Facebook ads, you can pay for Netflix, iTunes, or Amazon subscriptions. You can pay for your online shopping, or your purchases in store at any point of sale terminal. So don't stress. Use your Zenith MasterCard or Visa card for safe, secure, and convenient card transactions. The Zenith Bank, delivering customer-centric banking in your best interest. So what's online, Ben?
Quickly, myjoyonline.com. GS to implement tighter regimes to deal with drug and substance abuse in schools. And Samuel Jinapor, Peter Meu, Mustafa Yusuf among ministers designated to be vetted this week. And 4 more people arrested in connection with young Dakbim Yili chieftaincy clash, and marital property agreements will be possible under Property Rights of Spouses Bill. That's according to Minka Premo. Let's move on to citynewsroom.com. Vetting to continue with ministers designate for sanitation, transport today, and COVID-19 burial team complains of a lack of resources. And we'll just wrap it up with the BBC. United Airlines grounds planes after engine failure. Reminds me of that unfortunate incident in Abuja yesterday. A military plane crashed, killing all officers on board. Was really a sad one.
Right, okay. Now, I've just got some delicious news from our friends at First National Bank. Yes, delicious. So they have declared 2021 the year of home ownership. Okay, and listen, this affects us all because they want to move everyone from tenant to homeowner, and they're going to do a number of things in aid of this. Kujadu Kufuor, the executive head of home loans business at First National Bank, says that, and they have a nice acronym for it, YOHO 2021, will send the message that home ownership provides stability and wealth building opportunities. They'll do a number of things, including letting existing homeowners demonstrate how they have acquired a property with a home loan. The expectation is that such testimonials will help to allay the fears of those yet to apply for a home loan. There's more information on that. We'll share it with you later. But right now, it's time for us to get a hit of BBC News, brought to us by the kindness of Fidelity Bank, believe with us, and Provident Insurance Company Limited. With Provident, man, you are covered.
Hey, Baba, Charlie, I want a haircut. Quick, I have somewhere to be before noon.
Charlie, why are you in so much hurry? It's a woman, huh?
I